I'm just a few minutes early for once starting a stream, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here, just try to make sure everything's working. I'm using Restream again today instead of OBS, and I'm interested to see if we have the same blurry issues we had before, because if not, I kind of think I want to use Restream. So hold on. There we go. There we go. I gotta check. No, I want you to come through that. Yeah. Gotta check my audio. I always have me up live. I'm gonna check real quick. Showing my screen. Let's see how it looks over here in YouTube. I mean, it is kind of blurry, I feel like. Let me see. Is it because my screen's so damn big? It's probably part of that issue. Let me try something else. Yeah, what if you should GitHub? Anybody else? Is this looking blurry for anybody else? Because I'm still not super impressed with it. But this can't be like Restream. Let me see if, like, there's no way. This thing is meant to do this, so there's no way it can be. Yeah, it's blurry for you too, Anderson. Let's see. Let me see. I wonder if I like this view any better. That view is better. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that one. Hang on, I was trying this other one, but yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this one's looking good. Sorry, it'll switch back in a second. I'm like, there's a bit of a lag, so I'm a few seconds ahead, behind, around. But yeah, how is everybody doing today? We make sure people know we're live up in here. Hopefully get some folks joining in. What's everybody working on today? Hacktoberfest live stream. Wrong link. Need this link. And then also is this in Discord? If somebody else wants to come. Alrighty. Let me post in here too. Oh, cool. All right. So, yeah. So, I can tell we're getting towards the end of Hacktoberfest because this week's been a little bit quieter in my repo over here. But let's see what all we've got. So, I know I've got some PRs out. Let's see. I left a comment on this one. Let's see if they got a chance to respond. No. Okay. Yeah, so basically, this PR is a really cool one. I hadn't heard of this tool before, but it's called Lighthouse. And this PR is to add something to all of our PRs that it will basically add this whenever someone creates a PR. And so it will give a score on performance, accessibility, SEO, PWA, and best practices. And I thought that was kind of cool. So all I need to do, apparently... Yeah, you can see our report right here. Not the most performant app I've ever made. I get that. Yeah, so they mentioned that I need to give permission to my workflow settings for read and write. which it is currently at that. So, yeah. So anyway, so I'm waiting on them to respond and say if they need something or if we're good there or not. But so yeah, so that's a cool PR. We have some changes I requested over here. Let's see where we're at on this one. Let me ping in there and check. In there, any chance to push those changes? My ear. Does anybody ever have like an itch that's like in your ear, almost in your throat? I know that's a super weird thing, but my ear throat itches. Let's see. All right, so this is stuff they don't tell you about being a maintainer for Hacktoberfest. 90% of it is following up on tickets. You spend more time in GitHub than you do code, which is honestly fine. I kind of like it, actually. You're basically put a project manager sort of hat. So let's see now. Okay, Anderson, you felt it before. Yeah, I have weird ears. It's like, oh my gosh, I could tell you all about this if you really wanted to know, but I've had bad ears for most of my life, and I think that's probably a part of it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the current issue is. The current issue is my ears are like okay. There's no like at the moment sort of problems, but I had some problems earlier this year, and I think there's sometimes some like lingering stuff. / I think it's like allergies and the weather's changing and stuff. All right, let's see. Where are we at on here? So we ended up making a new issue for this. Oh, I know where we're at on this. So this is an interesting one. Let me see. I'll show you what happens with this PR, actually. Because when we try to run this, so we're adding a sponsor section above the footer. So just in case, Anderson, I know you're here. I think some other folks might be here and may not know. This open source project that I'm maintaining is an EUI event template. And so I work at Elastic, and so that's not what I meant to click. It is what I meant to click. An EUI is Elastic's design library. And so basically I built this site for Rainbow Stack, our LGBTQIA plus ERG at Elastic. We were having an event that was like a conference, and so I ended up making, I'll just show you the main one, I made a website for our summit, and it looks like this. I built it with React and EUI, and I made just, components that show the different speakers, and a table that shows all the different talks and has links for you to add it to your calendar. You can change the time zones. You can join our email group. You can join us on Slack. So anyway, so that's what I made for that. And then I was like, hey, this could actually be useful for other people who are planning events. And so I open sourced it and made it so that anybody can use this. So it's kind of changed shape a little bit over Hacktoberfest, which is great. That's exactly what it's meant to do. We have a light mode and a dark mode. A light mode that still kind of needs a little bit of work. I think it's better than it was. We've added the capability, so instead of having like hard-coded speaker data, you can update a spreadsheet with like a Google Sheet with speaker data, and it will populate in here, which I've gone back and forth on if I like that or not. I like that because I think it makes it more accessible for non-developer folks to edit the website. So let's say you want to do this for like your marketing team, like you can just send them a spreadsheet and you can handle like the code and not have to like anytime they're like, oh, I need to change this in the speaker bio, like you don't need to handle that. So I kind of like that. But it has made it load a lot slower. But I do like our little waiting thingy here. And so yeah, same sort of thing with talks. We have now a tab for recording, so you can see like after the fact. You can add some videos in there, and we've got an FAQ tab. I'm gonna go back to dark mode. So yeah, so I think it's super cool. Love where it's at. We've got social logos in the footer here, and So, yeah. Hold on one second. I'm checking work Slack. Yeah, if they can log in, it's Salesforce related, not cloud. You may be able to find them at ATM. Looks like they have no Salesforce user. Given the error. And that comment on the ticket and tag Adrian. Yeah, sorry. I'm still like kind of working here, so let me pull this tab over and just add a quick comment on here. Looks like they have no Salesforce. So I call Salesforce salsa fork. It's a long story. Somebody basically made a ticket once and like completely like butchered the spelling, and totally okay because who likes Salesforce anyways? But basically the way they wrote it, it kind of looked like salsa fork, and so now I love to call it that. So I have to remember sometimes I can't tell everybody that they don't always know what salsa fork is. No Salesforce user. Coming in there. So yeah, let's see. I believe Chirag's gonna join us. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, which by the way, Chirag, if you're here, I know you're always looking for fun, quick issues here. This is bothering me that this isn't centered here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go spin up an issue for this real quick. But like, this is bothering me. I'm gonna new issue. Center the social icons need to be centered in bottom bar. Yeah, because see, it feels like these should be over to the left of it, right? Is that just me? I feel like these social icons should be shifted to the left of it. Well, maybe they are technically centered for bottom bar. I don't know. Not look off center from the content above. Okay, I'll submit an issue to that. Chirag, if you're around and you want to work on that, feel free to comment and I can assign it to you. Or if you just want to hang out and watch, no worries. I don't blame you. I know you've done a ton of issues here too. So yeah, so back to this sponsor logo section. So this PR is trying to add a sponsor logo section. And it works and it looks really cool. Problem is it's introduced a random bug that I'm going to show you in a second that we can't quite figure out. Open Visual Studio Code. Yarn. I'm getting it running over here. I'm not sharing my whole which widget screen. VS Code. So yeah, here we go though. It loads up pretty quick. Okay. So you'll see that this looks great. The problem is the app crashes when we switch. So we've got our featured sponsor section. That's fantastic. But as soon as I toggle to dark mode, the app crashes. Slash doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's like totally crashed. So here, let's open up the console and see. Because yeah, Brandon is a bit stuck on that. Interesting. We've got a lot of warnings we should probably clean up too. Let's see what happens. So see, yeah, looking good, looking good. Oh, no. Encountered, it had this error before about encountered 2 children with the same key, didn't it? Actually, let me see. Did it? I don't know that it did. We gotta wait for it to die now. Do, 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 do. Wow. It's a long time to die. Let's try it over here. Inspect. Console. Okay, yeah. It still has that 2 key. That's before we even do anything. Let's see, do you show me anything in the console? When you die, do you tell me why? But yeah, Brandon's been struggling to figure this one out. So we made a separate issue for debugging this, but I still don't want to merge that PR in until obviously we have this sorted out. I also need to upgrade a UI. That's gonna be a whole nother task. Which is part of the problem why you're like, wait, I don't see your icons on local. I don't know if you're like that or not. I am every time I play with this. Some bug that was introduced a long time ago and they fixed it, and I've just been too lazy to upgrade. Man, this is really taking a while here to like actually bottom out. Okay, we'll just leave that running and wait until it eventually does crash and see if we see anything in the console. But that's where we're at on that one. And this one, so this was a learning experience for me, this issue. I wanted to add some steps about Mixpanel, which is, if you're not aware, it's a tool. Here, I can actually show you. I use Mixpanel for Rainbow Stack Summit, and it's a tool that you can use. I've started now to prefer it over Google Analytics, but it's a kind of similar thing where you can see the different sort of things you've done. Hang on, I think I did this one. You can see different things that were done. That was really specific. You can see different like events and things that are happening on your site, like how many page views you have, how many people are like clicking certain things or going to certain pages. And yeah, it's kind of nice. I like having that sort of data because the ex-marketer in me knows you want to use that to build your UI as best you can. What the fuck? Why is nothing wanting to work for me today? I did want to continue with Google. I'd like you to log in, please. There we go. Thank you. And so anyway, so I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun to see that sort of stuff and be able to then improve as you go. And so I figured some people would, be interested in wanting to do that. And so I made things like this that show, how many people visited the app, and you can change to like different time periods or different things. You can see how many people like did this in like unique people who did this, how many people did this like multiple times. Like for instance, I made a site recently, a Trello tip generator, and it's literally if you haven't seen it, or actually I think I made it one word. Yes. TrelloTips.com. If you go there, you can generate random tips about Trello. And so it'll show you a tip and you're like, oh, show me another one. And then you click it and it shows another and do. So anyways, so super cool. But what I used Mixpanel for is I could see how many people clicked that button and then, or like how many times was that button clicked and then how many specific people clicked that button. So basically what I could get to is the average number of times a person clicked that button. So if I had like, 100 people clicked it, but it was clicked 300 times, an average person clicked it 3 times. So anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool. But all of that to say, Mixpanel is a great tool. And wow, this still hasn't died. It's a great tool. And I was like, I didn't obviously want to include all of my Mixpanel stuff in the template, so I stripped it out. But I thought some people may want to use it. So I was like, let's add something to our README in our docs, because I've got like a docs folder with different sort of things if you want to, learn how to do it and stuff. And I imagined like a Mixpanel file here that explained like step by step how to use Mixpanel. And so I added it into the app. And so I was not as clear as I think I could have been with this because we've had a lot of changes back and forth, and I think there was some misunderstanding. I wasn't really looking for like a copy and paste of mixed panel docs. I was looking for more of like, here's exactly where if you wanted to implement it, like this in this line of code, you're going to need to initialize it with this text plus your org ID, or like, you know, like here's where if you wanted to add an event for people switching to another tab, you'd add a line of code here that looked like this kind of thing. And it's taken us a little bit to get there. So let me see where we're at the latest on this. Just want to check in again. I always feel bad about stuff like this because I've had a bunch of people coming in and wanting to grab issues, and like I hate when people are like just sitting on issues. But also I understand. I mean, we all have lives. Like you can't open an issue and immediately close it. So, Chirag, hello, I see you're here. Chirag, I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning this before. I just opened up a new issue. I don't know if you want to grab it or not. You're welcome to, or you're welcome to not. I know you've done a ton of contributions to this repo, but it's starting to bother me that these icons are like, I think they're maybe centered in the bottom bar, but not really centered on the page. Like it feels like these need to be over to the left a bit, like almost underneath these buttons. So yeah, if you'd be interested in looking at that, you're totally welcome to. This is what, like, if you're like talking about on the live page here, this is what I mean, this sort of section. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like it's like, I think it might actually be centered to the bottom bar, but I feel like it needs to be suited over to the left a bit to be more nicely there. So I don't know if it's probably just something as simple as making that not grow, or giving this grow +1 or something like that. But yeah, if you want to work on that, totally welcome to. I'm happy to assign it to you. On it, you said on it. Sweet. Okay, I'll go ahead and assign it to you. Well, actually, I need you. Can you comment on the issue? Then I can assign it to you, because GitHub's dumb and I can't just like search for people and assign to that. It has to be like people who commented on the issue. But as soon as you comment on it, I'll assign you to it. So yeah, so let's see. What else do we have in terms of issues? Let's see. So this still has not... No, has it finally crashed? No, this still has not crashed. This is very annoying to debug. This is another bug, Chuck. I don't know if you were on when I was talking about it, but we have a PR out for, let me just refresh it. You could probably see. We have a PR out for adding a sponsor section. And it's really cool, right? Like, we've got our sponsor section here. But for some reason, it gets very unhappy when you toggle to light mode, and it just completely locks and freezes. And then eventually the app will crash. I'm leaving this tab up in hopes of seeing something in the console when it does it. But anyway, so we're working on that. But yeah. There we go. There's Chirag. Yep. Refresh. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. And now let's see what other issues we've got here. Okay. So somebody just submitted one 2 minutes ago. On both live and local website. Logo changes. I'm switching the theme. Okay, wait, are they saying that it does not? Let's see. Are they saying that it doesn't? Logo changes on switching theme. Does it not change on switching theme? I thought it did. Oh, are they trying to make the exact same logo, maybe? Okay. Full width container for navbar will look better. That probably would. Button flicker on toggle. Oh my gosh, I would love if they can fix these. I would love if you can fix these. Those are all great points. One, here are some additional details for you that may help. One, I am not too worried about this one. I know it's a different logo, but it's pretty subtle, so I'm okay with it. But if you want to propose a light and dark, that is fine with me. Number two, what was number two? Agree on the full width tab bar. Would be great, especially since our footer on the little server, the reason that the icons aren't showing is a very strange bug that was introduced in UI with a version I started with, and it's since been fixed, but I haven't upgraded UI. I have another issue out to do that, but it will probably be quite a bit. Feel free to skip over this one if you'd like. Let's see if I can find that issue. Yeah, Jared, sorry, I'm just now looking at chat. I agree. You're right. It does look kind of off. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the issue with updating EUI. There we go. Two. Did you know, fun fact, if you highlight text on GitHub, like you're in an issue right here, I got that highlighted, and I want to turn that into a link. I could always, of course, do the whole markdown syntax, but I could just like highlight the text and do Command or Control V, and it does it all. It basically puts the brackets around the text and then the parentheses around the link. Pretty great. Or if you want to do this, you can do it. I can assign you that issue. Then what was the fourth thing they had? Button clicker. I would love if you can fix this. I thought we had it fixed before, but I think it might have jumped back in at some point. I'll go ahead and assign. Perfect. All right, let's see what other issues do we have here. Okay, so yeah, I just created that one. Chirag's working on that. App crashes when toggling light mode. Yeah, this is... All right, yeah, I added a comment in there. We are near the end of Hacktoberfest, so I'm not getting people jumping in my repo every single day asking for new issues, which would be great because I'd love for somebody to jump on that and understand that, but that one's a little over my head, especially since I can't even get logs. Like, this tab is still... I don't know what it's trying to do. We're just gonna kill that. What else we got here in issues? Let's just check on ones that are assigned. I know there's PR out working on that one. See what the status is on this. I'm gonna unassign this. I'm going to unassign you since it's been 2 weeks since we've heard from you. But feel free to comment in here and grab it again if you want to work on it and it's available. I feel really bad when I have to do this, but like I've been having, like I said, it's kind of actually slowed down right now. But for a long time, I would just have people come in and comment on issues and say, can I take this? Or like looking for open issues. And then, oh, Oh, yay! Pixie Bricks is here. Orlando, is that you? Or Mike, or who's all here? I'm assuming Orlando. But yeah, so with Hacktoberfest, I've had like a bunch of people coming to my repo and they'll see issues and they'll come in, can I take it? Can I take it? And I'm happy to like assign it to people. But I just, if they take the issue and then don't communicate anything for like, you know, if they don't like communicate anything about it, I'm just like, okay. And then there's other people commenting, can I work on this? Can I work on this? And it's like, it's very tough to balance because I feel like on the one hand, I understand that you want to work on something and like, you can't drop everything and go work on it. But like, I don't know, to me, like I have guidelines in our contributing guidelines that I basically, if I like, I need to hear from you every 2 to 3 days. It doesn't have to be done in 2 to 3 days, but I need to hear like, you're still working on this or something. Cause if I don't, then I'm going to assume you're ghosting me. And so, yeah, I don't feel too bad. They haven't responded to this. So, and they're welcome to jump back in here and say they actually are working on it. But it's always like my biggest fear that someone's like actually started on it and then they just forget about it. And then they're like 90% through with the work, but like I reassign it. So if you do that, you will make your containers so much happier. Like just tell them, just let them know you're still working on it and you're almost done with it. Like just take a comment. You don't have to submit the work. And oh yes, yay Orlando, yeah, Central Time Zone. Central Time Zone is the best time zone. And Chirag, yeah, I think there's also definitely a lot of people who are just completing Hacktoberfest only for the swag. Funnily enough, I don't know if I'm gonna get the swag this year because I haven't done 4 PRs. I've done 2 in open source repos, but like I've spent most of my free Hacktoberfest time doing this sort of stuff that I haven't really had time to like actually do other PRs. And I'm at the point like I don't want to just go pick easy PRs so I can get the swag. So I don't know what they do for maintainers. I kind of hope I still get a t-shirt because I really do want the t-shirt. But at the same time, yeah, I don't think you should do it just for the swag. They actually had a really good intro webinar or whatever you call it at the beginning of the month where they were like, you should, you know, do this because you want to help grow open source, and the swag just ends up being a really nice benefit. But I love swag. I mean, don't get me wrong. I made a whole website about this. Anderson, I don't know if I've ever shown you this, but I have actually, Chirag and Orlando, I don't know if I've shown you either. I made a website. I called it Check Out My Swag. Get it? Because it's like Check Out My Swag. But I made this because I love tech company swag and Pixie Bricks. Look here, Orlando. We got Pixie Bricks. And I made it so that you can filter by like the different types of swag. So you can look at my shirts. You can look at. I actually do have some sweatpants I need to add in there, but you can look at like socks, all these different ones, or you can search for like Pixie Bricks and see what Pixie Brick swag I have. So, yeah, this was so fun. I really enjoyed actually making this site. I can't explain why. I'll blame my ADHD, but one Friday I was like, wait a minute, it would be so cool to have a website where I can show all the swag I have. And in that night I built it. I could not go to sleep for some reason until I had finished building it. And this isn't even all my swag. That like this is classic ADHD. I got excited about it, and like honestly, the easy part was building the damn website. The hard part is taking pictures of all of my swag and cutting out the backgrounds and stuff. So anyways, all that is to say, I still have plenty more swag in here. And yes, it does bother me that some of them have hangers and some of them don't. But I'm working on that. And then also this shape just looks really funny. Like there's got to be a better way to take pictures of my clothes, but yeah. I'm looking at the chat here. Yeah, nobody likes being ghosted. Hacktoberfest is so much work. It's very hard to stay on top of it. Like, yeah, because I know Orlando, we were talking about it because Pixie Bricks is technically open source. And I was like, you all should, you know, get some hype around that and see if you get some contributors. But let me see if I can find the repo. But yeah, it's exactly that sort of thing where it's like, it can be, this is my first year being a maintainer, and I can definitely see how being a maintainer is a lot of work. It's given me a whole new respect for, I know granted big companies like TypeScript and like, or, you know, like Elastic, I work for an open source company. Like we literally have massive teams for managing this sort of thing. But if you're a small company, it's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into that, so I have a whole new respect for that. Oh my gosh, yeah. Orlando, if we have any issues on here that you think I could help with that are like, I don't know. Orlando and I were talking about this too, because that's the other thing I think is hard about Hacktoberfest is like, what I kind of prefer is like having an open source passion that you're like, I really care about this product and this sort of thing, and I'm gonna regularly contribute to it, not just during Hacktoberfest, because it's a lot of work to get really familiar with a project just to do 1 or 2 PRs. Like, that's really tricky. So, yeah, Chirag says, if I get any issues assigned, I just leave everything aside to complete it. I just enjoy contributing a lot. And we appreciate that. Like, Chirag, you've been like such a great contributor. You've been with me like all month in this repo and like doing all sorts of cool stuff. And yeah, I'm so glad. Like that's also kind of how I feel. And like I understand that you can't always, especially like if you start working on an issue and hit like a big bug, like sometimes you do need to walk away. Like I don't expect, I assign someone an issue and within 24 hours it's going to be perfect and solved. So yeah, I get that. Hacktoberfest will ship me my first swag in T2. Oh, yay! Well, Chirag, I have a website. If you want to make your own website, I don't think I've actually open sourced this code yet, but it might be public. But I could, if you want it, I'll send you the repo, and it's not proprietary. You're welcome to make your own website as you collect swag if you want. Anderson, loading the data is always the worst. Well, I'm trying to remember now what we were talking about with loading the data. Oh, were we talking about website performance? Because yeah, I remember we were talking about that with my EUI site, and it like is very slow to like actually load the talks and things like that. Yeah, I really do like our loading screen though now. Somebody like made that the fingers that move like that. I think that's really, really cool. Let's see. And thank you, Chirag. Yes, I appreciate also the hard work of the contributors. I think that's what's just so cool about Hacktoberfest for me. It's like it's just such a collaborative effort, and like yes, some people are doing it for a T-shirt, but at the end of the day, it's still a lot of work for a T-shirt. So I mean, even if you are doing it for that, well, depending on what you're doing, but like you've done like meaningful issues and stuff, so I appreciate that. Oh, taking the photos. Oh, Anderson, you're right. Yes. Getting the data. Yeah, literally manually getting the data. You're right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I still, I was gonna say maybe I'll do that this weekend, but I probably actually won't do that this weekend because my partner is going, she has a wedding she has to go to with her family that's like an hour away. So she's like spending the weekend with her family. So I'm gonna go spend the weekend with my sister at her apartment, which is like 10 minutes away. But I hate staying home by myself, and so I'm just gonna go basically move in with her for the weekend. And so yeah, I probably won't bring all my tech swag, but maybe next week. Let's see. Yeah, yes, you do need swag. Oh man. Chirag, we will talk about swag. I have whole strategies of how to get swag. It helps, honestly, people love when you talk about their products and like do stuff like this where you just like, share what you're building with their products and things like that. And then, I don't know, sometimes you could buy swag if you're interested in that, but like, yeah, we can chat more about that. I have whole strategies for getting swag. Let's see. Oh, Santosh is here from the Hack Squad server. Yes, okay, or Hack Squad Discord server. I have been terrible with Hack Squad. Santosh, I want to know, like, so I tried to participate in it, and here, let me just show for everybody else who's here, who's like, what are you all talking about? Let me see, is it Hack Squad? Yeah, so I saw this on Product Hunt, which, as a lot of you know, I love to spend my time on Product Hunt to 30 products. And I like instantly fell in love with this concept because basically it's for Hacktoberfest and it's like, oh, cool. I want to find people, like I want to find stuff to work on and not have to like pick out a repo and, whatever here. And so love the idea. And you can get like assigned to a team. I got assigned to a team and didn't see anything. Like nobody happened or like nobody messaged me or, nothing happened with it. And then I was like, oh, okay, weird. So then I got assigned to another team and I like sent a message to the squad, but never like really heard anything back. And then I thought I saw something the other day that came in an email, but I didn't know like how to see my other emails. So yeah, I I think I just messed up somehow in like how to participate with this, but I totally loved the concept of it and hope you all are planning to do it again next year and or keep it going like with open source stuff because I really do want to figure it out. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, living 10 minutes away from my family like that. Yeah, it's pretty great. Like, so funnily enough, I moved down here to Baton Rouge because I was living. I've lived various places all over the South of the U.S., but I was, long story short, looking for a new place, and my sister, she lived down here in Baton Rouge, and I was like, you know what, I work remotely, I'll just come visit for a couple months and just kind of sort some things out. And she had a spare room, so I stayed with her and then ended up really loving it down here, and met my partner, and then we ended up getting our own place down here. So yeah, my sister's probably not going to live here forever. I'm probably not either, but yeah, me and my sisters, we would all love to live like near each other. We have my other sister's starting to train because she's a management consultant and she lives in DC. And so we think DC, Virginia area might be where we all try to move and locate together. Yeah. Oh, Chirag says, why don't you organize a stream for how to get swags, opportunities, and stuff? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I could do that. Would be a really cool live stream topic. Oh my gosh! Speaking of live stream topic, I need to tell you all. I'm planning. I'm still figuring out exactly what and how I want to do with it. But I want to do a 12-hour Trello live stream where I just go live for 12 hours and talk about Trello. Some of you here may know I'm obsessed with Trello, but yeah, you can see like I basically got a Trello board for it and some different folks that I want to talk to and figure out about it. But I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it's going to work and how I'm going to do it because it's very difficult to try to get people organized. Like, it's a lot. And I think I'm trying to figure out how to do it in like a, no, I'm not actually using that as a calendar, but like I'm trying to figure out how to make it work in. It's very difficult to find a 12-hour block that all the people that I want to participate are free. And it's my bad for waiting till the end of October to plan this because early November is probably best for me because this last 2 weeks of November, I'm doing a lot of traveling. But yeah, I'm actually contemplating pushing it to December because I want to do it right and I want to have people included. And I don't know that I'm trying to do it on November 11th because that is when I work at Elastic and we have what's called shut it down days. And those are basically we get every other Friday off is probably the simplest way to say it. And so that's pretty cool. But and so yeah, so I'm trying to coordinate it with a Friday that we have off already. So I don't take a day off work because my job is really cool, but I would need to take a day off work to do that. Yeah, unless maybe I could spin it in some elasticy way, but no, I want it to be about Trello. So anyways, so I might just do that in December when it's more clear because I want to do it right and I'm worried I might rush it if I try to make it happen in less than 14 days. But anyway, stay tuned on that because I'm going to do a live stream about Trello. And you know what? I'm going to try to get some swag involved in that, Chirag. I don't know if you're interested in Trello or not, but I'm going to for sure try to get some swag from Trello and anybody else who wants to participate with it. But yeah, let's see. Oh, it's coming next year as well. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I'm like so behind in the chat because I keep rambling. But yes, I'm so excited. Hack Squad's next year as well. And you're going to improve these issues about communication, lots of other issues as well. You can check what contribution your team is making from the link above. Link above. When you say link above, is that this one? Like bonuses? Or... Oh, wait. No, that's not that. My squad? Or wait. Hang on. I think I'm missing... Was there a link? I don't know if the link went through. Hang on. I'm looking through here. Santosh. I'm in the Hack Squad. I don't see a link here. But yeah. I'm super excited for that. Oh, the one you shared in the chat. I don't see it in the chat. I wonder if YouTube thinks you're trying to spam me and didn't actually, like, send the link. Here. Let's see. I'm going to find you in the Hack Squad server. Let's see. General. I'm gonna add Santosh. Here. Oh, what's the link? Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay, perfect. Yeah, right there. There we go. Yes, thank you, thank you. Okay, wait, let me bring that up in the right tab. Here we go. Okay. There's the team. Latest merge pull request. Oh, wow. Okay, so our team's been pretty busy. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that was me. I did do that. Here's a fun one I found, actually. Okay, so if anybody else is looking for some, I felt a little bad because this is like one of the like, I don't know, it almost feels like a, not really cheating, but like kind of cheating. It's just like, is this really count? I found, so you can, it's this, it's basically a, what do you call it? It's like a bash script, I think. Maybe not a bash script. It is a bash script. It gets not a bad, okay, me, I'm using the wrong words. It's basically a curl command that just like goes and looks at an API and brings you back an excuse. But you can say like, hey, I need an excuse for, whatever it is. And it could be like, why, like various situations. So like I picked one with gaming because I've recently started getting back into like video gaming. And yes, I know I can live stream that. But anyways, and so you can be like, oh, I could do this or that because because of this excuse. And so I added some about like why my excuses, like gaming excuses of like why you're bad with gaming. So I added this one. And you have to add 10 at a time, which I think is actually very, very, very fair for something like this. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell people is like Hacktoberfest isn't writing code always. Like, it's sometimes literally just like updating JSONs with like data population. Like we've been talking about this whole time. Like, it's sometimes the hardest part. And so, some of these were actual excuses that I used last weekend while I was babysitting with my my nieces. But yeah, babysitting, they just started screaming. I threw my controller, couldn't find it. My server's lagging because my girlfriend's watching Netflix. My dog just threw up in my lap. My cat climbed on my shoulders. That has actually happened to me. I forgot which console I was playing on. My partner just got home from work and wanted to talk. My dog was being too cute and I got distracted. That's actually true. The vibes just weren't that good in the game. My AC isn't working and it's ruining my focus. So anyways, if you all need, this is the URL, primetan excuses. Here, I'll put it in the chat if anybody wants to see it. But let's see. Okay, so it is coming next year. Okay, Pixie Bricks, Hacktoberfest sidebar. Yes, that would be really cool too. I love that. And Pixie Bricks does offer swag when they do events. So Chirag, we should talk about Pixie Bricks sometime if we haven't already, because I feel like you'd probably enjoy it too. It's like a good combination, but not really code. Like, it's kind of more of like what you see. Well, not really WYSIWYG editor, but you can basically automate stuff in your browser with it. And so it's pretty cool. I have some videos on it I can send to you. And that would be cool to actually build like a Hacktoberfest sidebar that, I don't know what we would do with it. Maybe it'd be something that just kind of like, I don't know, tracks the projects you are working on or something like that. I just made some changes in bottom bar of my device. How can I check that it works or not? Sorry, Chirag, I'm just seeing this. How can you see it live? So what you should be able to do is, if you did it on your local device, you should be able, like on your machine, you should be able to run it. So just like run the code yarn start. Yarn start. I think it's just yarn start, and it'll pop up in localhost, and you should be able to see it there. Let's see if that didn't work. Let me know if that doesn't work. I share my screen, and because I'm just sharing my browser, but I can share VS Code and show you how to do that. Actually, I might just do that just in case anybody else here would like to learn how to do that. So let's see if the screen share gods will be good to me. Okay. All right, and let me know if this is too blurry. Basically what you do, so let's say you've made those local changes in like VS Code. I'm gonna actually just go back to the main branch. But wherever you are, you've made those changes. You can open a terminal in VS Code if you're in VS Code, or you can open a terminal in wherever you use terminals. I personally like using Warp. And so you just need to basically navigate to the repo. But honestly, it's probably easier to just click terminal in VS Code because it'll automatically put you in that project folder. And then you're just going to run, you may need to run yarn. It doesn't hurt. Go ahead and just run yarn to make sure all the packages are installed for you locally. And then run yarn start. And that's where it'll start spinning it up. Yeah, it should open up localhost 300 on your machine and do that. So let that doesn't work. And yeah, leaderboard. I'm a Twilio Quest field operator. Oh, you're interested in Twilio. Oh, okay. So I was talking about Trello, but Twilio, that's pretty cool too because I want to get in. I want to do more stuff with Twilio. Like I have a vision of this app that I want to build that lets you set up SMS notifications inside Trello, actually. And so, like for instance, when you're doing something with Trello, like I don't know, you can basically get text that something is due, or you can get a text alert that like somebody changed something on your card or whatever. And I definitely think I'd use Twilio for that. So Chirag, maybe we should pair up and do some stuff with that. Dwash, hello, glad to see you here. Pixie Bricks, oh yeah, Orlando's saying track issues you collab on and people can claim them. That's a good idea. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Have like here's issues that. Like, that would be super helpful, again, as, like, a maintainer. Because that was the other thing that I tried to kind of build something out with Trello that would let me, like, remember to check in on these issues. So, like, but it wasn't quite perfect. And I think part of the problem is I just didn't know really what all I wanted with it. But I basically set up Unito to, anytime there was a new issue, create one over here. And then whenever it was I have automation in here that as soon as like something in here says it's assigned, to get over into the assigned list. And then basically it sets a due date for it. Excuse me, for 3 days. See you, Santosh, thanks for joining. But yeah, and then it automatically like moves it over, and then on the due date, it moves it into this list and says, hey, make sure to check in on that. It got to kind of be more work to manage than it was worth, just because I think I didn't know yet what I wanted with it. But yeah, I'm glad you got that working, Chirag. Yeah, Twilio and Trello, they do sound very similar. They do sound very, very similar. Oh my gosh, so many tabs open up here. Oh, I'm gonna check out my swag repo while I'm thinking about it and send it over to you, Chirag. Your repositories. I need to clean out my repos. I didn't make this recently. I thought I had it on my overview page. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. There we go. Oh, it is public. Okay, cool. Even better. There we go. Okay. I'm going to send this to you on Slack, Chirag. I have a Slack space. If anybody would like to join, feel free to. It's called Build with Brit, and it's basically, it's very small at the moment. I'd love to get more folks in there, but it's pretty small. But it's a bunch of us who are either junior developers, want to be developers, like aspiring developers, or, you know, mid developers. I'm trying to get some more senior developers in there too, to kind of help answer some of the questions we have as like junior developers and things. But it's also not even just when I say developers, like I mean it in a broad sense. Like I'm kind of passionate. No, it's actually a Slack workspace. It's not Discord. I was very torn on which one to do it on, and we could have a whole discussion on why I chose Slack versus Discord. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, it's Slack. But I'll post a link in here in case anybody here wants to join. But yeah, and so it's called Build with Brit, and it does have, yes, a lot of like people who want to be developers, but I have developers in the broadest sense of the term. And what I mean by that is it's just people who want to build stuff. And so whether you want to use code or not code, like if you want to use Pixie Bricks or build things in Trello or use Raycast or like, or Zapier even, like, and maybe I'm saying tools that you don't know of, but they're basically, the point is, like, if you want to build things, it doesn't have to all be written here in code. It could be, you know, things that just make your life easier with connecting apps to each other in other tools. Like, that's what I use Zapier and Pixie Bricks for and things like that. And so, like, a good example is, like, I use Pixie Bricks for it's a browser automation tool that lets you do all sorts of stuff. And so a good example of that is I love looking at products on Product Hunt, right? And so, and I don't use any code to do what I'm about to explain to you. And so let's say I'm looking at, I find this product on Product Hunt and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is actually pretty cool. I have a Pixie Brick shortcut where I can send it to a Product Hunt board, and basically it'll automatically grab the date. I can add a note if I want to check this out later, which will actually then route it to another board that reminds me to like actually play with it. Like I have Friday like playtimes where I like will play with new products I found. I give it a priority. It's kind of a bad tag for it. It's basically like, am I like really excited about this one, or is it like, oh, it's kind of more like honorable mention kind of thing. And then I can add a comment and say, here's what I think about this, and then hit submit. And then I get a spray of confetti because I love confetti. And then what happens is it creates a card in Trello. Hang on, if I spell product right, it'll bring up my right board. It creates a card in Trello with all the data from that page. So you can see it's like right here. I have a little bit of automation in Trello that does things like adds the free option label and things like that, but it includes it all right here. And it's set by date so that I can see all this on a timeline. So it's pretty cool. And I'm showing you all that because that me development is like, yes, sometimes I do use code to build things, but sometimes I'm just using tools like that I didn't use code to write. I just like hooked up pieces together, and I think that's still building and that's still engineering, and we should recognize that. And so, so if anybody here is interested and wants to come join, like I said, it's a very small community, so it's not like every day there's a ton of chatter in there, but we talk about different stuff. I try to share resources. If I know people are looking for jobs as a developer, I try to share when I find stuff. And yeah, I'm always posting in there when I'm doing stuff like this. Chirag's in there. So yeah, we got some cool friends in there. Okay. I'm nearing the end of the hour, and I probably do need to get back to work since today is not actually a shut it down day. So, I do need to get back to my actual day job. So, I will, any parting thoughts or anything else anybody wants to say, work on, or look at in our last few minutes together? Chirag, I'll be on the lookout for that PR. It's been a lot quieter these days, so I should be able to respond a little bit more quickly. And yeah, this is my first weekend in forever. I'm not actually going somewhere besides 10 minutes down the street to my sister's, so I should be able to help. You can ping me on Slack if you need any help with it, but also I should be able to merge it pretty quickly once that's in. Thank you so much for looking at that. Ooh, yay! Orlando's in here. Orlando in the house. Yay. Orlando, how many Slacks are, let's see, we're in the Atlassian Slack together, we're in the Pixie Brick Slack, we're in the Pixie Bricks community Slack, and now we're in this one. Like, yeah, I better never have to hide from you, because you could find me so many ways. Yeah, let's say, oh, here, I wanted to post in the intros channel. Yay, feel free to introduce yourself. Folks here. Yeah, feel free to say something in there. Yeah, we are in for don't rob a bank. Yeah, I don't want to rob a bank. Feels like way too much work. I'm not smart enough to do that either. One of my brothers always said that, well, not always, he once said, and we just always quote it, that I was basically voted sibling most likely to accidentally end up in jail for like accidentally embezzling money. Because I would never like do it on purpose, but I would probably like accidentally, like, I'm just not good with I'm historically not great with numbers. And so he's like, you would accidentally steal money, I'm sure. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Then it was really cool when I was actually managing like $1 million budgets when I was working at Elastic in our marketing department. And I was managing like all of our paid ads. And I was like, oh, this is when it happens, isn't it? Okay, Chirag says we should update the README with some proper instructions to install Yarn and run the repo. Oh, so we should have this, Chirag, and I should have probably directed you here too. But in the README, I have running locally right here. Clone this repo, cd to the repo, run yarn install, run yarn start, go to localhost 300. Feel free if you think I left something out there, you can open up a PR of like, hey, I think it would be more clear if you changed this to say this or that. All for that. I love PRs for documentation, even if it's like a one-liner like that you think just like makes something more clear. Just let me know because I want to make this as clear as possible. So, yeah. But yeah, I do have some docs there, but totally open to ideas if you think there's some improvement we can make there. Alrighty, folks. Oh wait, but in Windows, the installation is kind of off. Oh, interesting. Okay, see, I only develop on a Mac, so I know nothing about Windows. So yes, if that is different, please let me know and or open a PR to explain running locally on Windows what's different. Oh, can you not? Interesting. Can you not use Yarn on Windows? Because I'm worried. Oh, npm global Yarn. Oh, interesting. Do you need to? Yeah, because I'm definitely sticking with Yarn in here, and I think in theory you should be able to switch out Yarn with npm for both of those, but I think somebody tried that and it caused problems, and maybe that's an issue we need to fix in general. But yeah, if it's like we need to do npm install global Yarn. Oh yeah, make sure people have Yarn. That's probably a good point, is like making sure that people have Yarn if they don't already have Yarn. And I guess by that point they need to have npm to install anything. So yeah, if you want to make a PR for that, or like with what you did on your machine to make it work, that way I know exactly what it would say there. That would be great. I'm happy to accept that and merge that right away and get that in there. That's a good point. Thanks for pointing that out. I definitely want to make this as clear as possible for folks. And I haven't developed on a non-Mac machine. Every now and then I'm like, I'm gonna get my own PC, and it'll be probably I would do Linux, not Windows. But yeah, but at the same time, then I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed with all the things I still have yet to learn about developing on a Mac. Like, why? I don't know. I'm worried it's gonna be too different. But yes, perfect, Chad. If you can add the instructions specifically for Windows, that would be awesome. All right. Yes, yeah, feel free to make that issue and I'll assign it to you. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to log off and go back to work, but thank you so much for everybody who's joined. This has been really cool. I almost felt like Cassidoo for a little bit on the live stream because like we had so much chat that I was like able to like read the chat and converse with it. So that was really fun. But yeah, it was really good to see everybody. And this is the last one I'm doing for Hacktoberfest, but if we've enjoyed this type of thing, who knows, I might start doing it more, just with general stuff I'm working on. So stay tuned. I mean, follow me on Twitter, follow the YouTube channel, come join me in the Slack community, and you'll get, you'll know when I'm going live and stuff. So, but yeah, thank you all for joining and for making Hacktoberfest so fun and helping me learn to be a maintainer and helping me with my repo and stuff. So, yeah, yes, Chirag, go to bed soon. No rush. I don't feel the need to stay up for this. Like, you could definitely tomorrow. So, but yeah, thanks everyone, and I'll see you later.